definitely wasn't the most comfortable night's sleep I ever had. But it's time to head to the airport. Okay, so I'm back at the airport and it's time to go. It was a short trip, obviously, it was just a layover, but I don't regret coming, even though I got like hammered by rain last night. It's still raining right now. I didn't get a single photo, but I'm so glad I came because it was a reminder that I need to explore more of Canada. I jet set all over the world and there's so many cool places in Canada, and Newfoundland is definitely that. Lots of opportunity for landscape photography, seascape photography. Yeah, it's a really cool spot, so I need to plan a trip back here. So before I say this is completely not an endorsement, I haven't been paid or anything, but I love coming home and flying with WestJet. They don't have the newest planes, they don't have the most legroom, they don't have the most amenities on the flight. The in-flight entertainment kind of sucks, but they do one thing that's amazing, their customer service. Whenever you get to a WestJet flight, they're always so friendly and so upbeat and so positive, and it's just like this infectious attitude. I absolutely love it, and I guess we'll see if I'm still positive after security. So the streak continues. I've still never beeped through airport security, and I'm pretty stoked about that. Now, I'm flying to Calgary, and even though it's a national flight, it's not a short flight. It's almost 7 hours. Massive flight. Canada's a massive country. To give you guys a bit of perspective, a bit of an idea on how big it is in general, we have six time zones in this country. You got West Coast, Mountain, Central, East, Maritime, and then Newfoundland here has its own special time zone that's a half time zone. So pretty crazy. 7 hours of flight coming up. You guys look very business friendly. What's going on, man? Okay, so I'm in Calgary, had some lunch with my brother and his fiance, and I just left the Travel Alberta office. I'm not doing like a big project with Travel Alberta when I'm here because I'm just really here for, 2 weeks, kind of to see family and check back in with life and stuff like that. But they're always really good to me at Travel Alberta, and they've given me a Wi-Fi device so that I can be online all the time, which is wicked. And even though I'm like coming in off these flights and I'm exhausted, I have a lot of running around to do because it's the long weekend. And there's a bunch of things I need to sort out in office hours before the long weekend starts. The most important of those things is I need to get my passport renewed. So I'm gonna go find a barber right now to get this taken care of. And then I'm gonna go get passport photos. Then I'm gonna get my new passport. And unfortunately, I just realized the camera battery is almost dead, so I might not film much of it, but I'll check in with you guys when all that's done, I hope. So public transport in Calgary kind of sucks, but they've got this really cool thing, Car2Go. they're everywhere, but in Calgary, they're especially everywhere. In this parking lot alone, there's one here, there's one there, and you can just use whatever one you want. You do it through an app, and then with the app, it opens the door, and you start your rental time. And there are these little smart cars that are kind of hilarious. And oh, the person before me must have been tiny, but it's cool. And then you just punch in your code into the system. Promise that you're 19. There's no damage. It doesn't believe me. And then you just take the keys, you put them in the ignition, and you drive away. And you can take it anywhere within like a certain radius, which is really sweet. So I'm gonna take this one back home. It's super convenient to have these, especially in like the city that's so spread out and the transport's not good. It's kind of a cool way to get around the city. So smart carring it back to my brother's house now. Let me give you a little bit of an example about the Canadian mentality to warm weather. It's like 25 degrees right now, maybe 23. There's people like sunbathing down along the river right there. People fishing, people out on their bikes, people out walking around. You really got to take advantage of the warm weather when it happens here. And my brother's place is just up there. He actually lives in the top floor of one of these apartments and actually has the best view of the entire city. So maybe we'll photograph that tonight. So I'm at my brother's apartment, and I like this place for like 3 reasons. 1, it's kind of like as close to home as I got anywhere. 2, because my brother's place has like all these old photos that I've taken kind of printed out. So this is one of my photos from Banff. This is the view that I'm gonna show you. This is Harold the rabbit, who's just hanging out. What's up, Harold? I think Harold thinks the dead cat on the mic is another rabbit. It looks just like him. That's my brother. Photo from Varanasi, Cinque Terre over there. So cool. And the third reason is this. The view here at this apartment is the best in the city. It's so good. Check this out. There's been a lot of forest fires in BC, and when I got in, you might have seen in the first couple clips, it looked really hazy and it kind of looked like smoggy. It looked like LA, but that was just forest fire, and it's starting to clear up because the winds have picked up. I'm probably gonna photograph this tonight or maybe tomorrow, but you just get these spectacular views up here. And yeah, absolutely love being home. I'm a little bit jet lagged right now. You can probably see my eyes are glazed over. I'm ready for like maybe a bit of a nap, and then we'll see what happens with photography. But it's good to be home. Okay guys, it's like 20-30 minutes until sunset. I'm just gonna go back out onto the balcony. The smoke is kind of bad. I'm not actually sure it's smoke today, but it's pretty bad, but it's creating some interesting light. There's no clouds, but it's creating this really orange sky. You can see the sky there is like really orange and pink. And even some of the buildings downtown are getting that really pink light on it. So even though the light is basically terrible, I'm gonna bust out the gear and get some shots. Since I'm not getting like beautiful clouds, I'm definitely not gonna get a shot like the one that's hanging on the wall here. So I'm thinking a little bit outside the box. And what I love about what I'm seeing right now is there's like bright purples and pinks and oranges that way. And then it kind of like fades to blue in this direction. And you get this really nice gradient in the sky. And to capture it, I'm shooting completely different than I shoot any other cityscape. So right now, I'm actually going extremely wide. I'm at 16 millimeters, as wide as I can go. I've got my 3-stop hard grad ND right on the horizon, and I'm just shooting like wide open with a lot of sky, trying to capture this like gradient of color in the sky. And it's not amazing, but it's coming out interesting. At the very minimum, it's something different. This smoke is just like flowed into the city. It looked like it was clearing up earlier today, but the smoke is back and it's killing my images. I thought the sky was gonna light up orange because of it. It didn't happen. Instead, it was maybe the worst light possible for this type of photography, but it was still fun. It's still good to be home. Tomorrow, my brother and I and his fiance are heading into the mountains. We're gonna go on a hike up Yamnuska Peak. That's the plan anyway. We'll see what happens with the smoke, but it'll be good to get into the mountains. I'm definitely looking forward to spending some time in the Rockies shooting and hiking and exploring, and I hope to see you guys along with me on that episode. I'll see you there. Peace.